Look at that face. That's a man who's in love with Devon. But he's trolling to get the views, which I'm reacting to him now, so I'm doing what he wants. So that makes me the bad guy. I hope you're having a great day. So my buddy sent me this video of this dude, who I'm going to react to him because y'all will thoroughly enjoy this, especially all you Devon Larratt fans. I actually saw a video of this guy before. Coach Ray reacted to one of his videos. The dude's a moron. So it's three conclusions. Either this dude's trolling. He's literally just doing it to get subscribers. That's the first thing. The second thing is he's a legitimate hater of Devon Larratt, which is fine. I'm a huge Duke fan. I love arm wrestling. I got arm wrestlers I hate, got arm wrestlers I love. But if this dude's actually a hater, his hate is so strong that there's no common sense, there's no logical sentence that comes out of his mouth. He's idiotic. Or third, he has a crush on Devon Larratt. He legitimately has a man crush on Devon Larratt. And he is butthurt. Devon Larratt's probably ignoring him and won't give him the time of day. So now he's just talking shit. I don't know what it is. I'd have to guess it's most likely trolling, but he actually might be a hater. Fuck, I could be wrong. He might be in love with Devon Larratt. I don't know. I don't know this dude's name. I'll tag the link to his video on the bottom. Don't subscribe to his channel. He's a moron. But yeah, let's check out the video. I watched like the first 15 seconds. I heard the stupidity. And I saw what Coach Ray... I watched Coach Ray's video of this dude. I knew this was going to be fucking gold. So let's check it out.
Devon Larratt, arm wrestler, didn't change arm wrestling. The internet did, for you fools out there. So
this dude I don't know what his name is. This dude kind of looks like Sloth from the Goonies. If Sloth had said Gumby, then you get this guy. That's perfect.
I'm relaxing day after a hard day's work. Over 100 degrees here in Waco, Texas, and getting inspired. Had to turn on my television and watch Levon Saganashvili totally freaking kick some ass by doing some back pressure on a bench, pulling up, man, 50 kgs over 10 times. Got done watching that video, feeling good. And the next video coming on is one of the Devon.
This dude has a 50 kg double chin. Look at that thing. He doesn't even have a neck. He's got blubber.
Larratt fanboys.
Oh, here we go.
Going on and on and on about how great Devon Larratt is.
He's awesome.
They're even calling him GOAT in the same breath as John Brzenk.
John Brzenk is the
GOAT.
GOAT.
Two goats? That doesn't seem right. If there's the greatest of all time, how could there be two greatest of all time? There can't. It ruined my temporary motivation from watching Levon to watch this idiot. I'm not going to name them or give them some credibility here, but watch him go on and on about how if Devon Larratt hadn't come on the scene back in the 90s, we wouldn't have arm wrestling the way it is now. Well, there could be some truth to that, folks. Instead of Devon No Limits Larratt, I think Devon Weasel Larratt might be more appropriate. Yeah, if it weren't for Devon Larratt, we wouldn't have people slipping out right before getting pinned.
So you can hear the stupidity coming out of this dude's mouth. He hasn't had a logical sentence spew out of his mouth yet. He's going on about how he thinks, obviously, Devon Larratt's ruined arm wrestling. He's saying the facts are Devon Larratt put arm wrestling on a scale arm wrestling's never been at, because of the way he put himself out there. John Brzenk, you think of all the greatest arm wrestlers of all time, none of them have had the exposure Devon Larratt's had, period. And it's beyond the internet with the exposure Devon Larratt's had.
Feel me? If it weren't for Devon Larratt, we wouldn't have people spending 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 freaking minutes at the beginning of each round, wasting time with...
He's an idiot. This has been going on well before Devon Larratt. It just got popular because of Devon Larratt, because he's so popular. So people start to catch on to it. And he has so many haters that they look for things to hate on. And that's one of the things that gets publicized, is how Devon Larratt manipulates the grip. Travis Bajent, who was a bigger name before Devon Larratt, is notorious for trying to manipulate the grip. And he's always told you that he did that, because Travis Bajent isn't as big of a name as Devon. People don't get on him for it. Monster Michael Todd met up with Travis in the prior. They did a video together of Travis trying to teach Monster Michael Todd on how to learn when someone's manipulating your hand on and how Monster could try to manipulate the grip. It's nothing new. It's been there well before Devon. This guy's such a fucking cornball.
Silliness. If it weren't for Devon Larratt, we wouldn't have people trying to foul out their opponent.
That's Monster Michael Todd. Monster Michael Todd's a great arm wrestler. The dude beat Kerry Cataract because of fouls. He beat the wins on Ray Vez because of fouls. He said Devon Larratt doesn't try to foul his opponents out. Show me give me a consistent basis of where Devon Larratt's actually getting wins from fouling out his opponents. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Because you know this cornball can't tell you that. He's just talking out of his ass right now.
If it weren't for Devon Larratt, we wouldn't have people doing shenanigans and trickery.
Dumb.
And the silliness that goes on with Devon Larratt.
He's just talking out of his ass. He doesn't even know what silliness he's talking about.
Just trying to destroy a match that should be all about strength and technique, but bringing all this crap, trickiness, and wildiness. I don't see how anybody can get behind Devon Larratt as an arm wrestler, at least the greatest of all time.
He's an idiot.
And when I make these videos, people leave comments like, I'd like to see you arm wrestle Devon Larratt. Well, I'm here to tell you, I've had 3 table practices.
Well, he's had 3 table practices because he got kicked out of his club. That's what happened. They saw his dumbass videos and they told him never to come back. So now he's at the gym. He's fucking practicing with a damn dumbbell trying to impersonate another human being because they won't let him back in the club. That's exactly what happened.
I just started arm wrestling at freaking 55 years of age. Devon Larratt's been arm wrestling since 5. How many bonehead idiots with a room temperature IQ could be good at arm wrestling if they've been arm wrestling since their age 5? All of you. If all of you had started practicing with your grandmother at age 5, all of you would be good right now, as good as Devon Larratt. Hello?
Okay, he's a dumbass bitch. I don't care. That's like saying if everyone's dribbled a basketball since they were 5, they'd be playing in the NBA. If everyone started throwing the football at 5, they'd be a quarterback in the NFL. If everyone started acting dumb as rocks when they were 5, they'd be as dumb as this dude. Good God, this dude is trolling. He's not a hater, and he doesn't have a crush on Devon Larratt. This dude, he's 100% trolling because there's no way someone with any common sense would say stuff like this.
Hello? You'd have to be brain dead and paralyzed not to be as good as he is if you've been arm wrestling since he's 5.
That's the dumbest thing. 50? That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Let's just say he's been arm wrestling for over 40 years. You'd have to just be stupider than a box of rocks to not be at his level right now. Are you guys stupid, man? You're watching all these silly, stupid Devon Larratt fanboys with their bullshit. It's just irritating how stupid people can be. Devon Larratt didn't change fuck about arm wrestling. The internet did. The only reason I know the name Devon Larratt is because of social media.
No, the reason people know Devon Larratt is because Devon Larratt's been on ESPN. He's arm wrestled against Shaq and all those analysts. Devon Larratt boxed Thor. Millions of viewers. Who the fuck's this Devon Larratt guy? Oh, he's an arm wrestler. Devon Larratt was on Lex Friedman's podcast, one of the biggest podcasts in the world. It reaches 10 million listeners, easy. Between YouTube and Spotify, Devon Larratt was on that. Devon Larratt's been mentioned on the Joe Rogan podcast, the biggest podcast in the world. He has 25 million listeners a day. And people are like, who's Joe Rogan talking about? They look him up. Yes, has YouTube help in social media? Of course. Devon Larratt has 500,000 subscribers. And I'd guarantee you 65-70% of them are not even arm wrestling fans. They are people who subscribe to his channel because they saw him on ESPN. They heard about him from Joe Rogan. They saw him on Lex Friedman's podcast. They saw him box Thor. This guy is such a goof troop. Now he's a mixture of trolling and he is a hater with a little bit of crush in there. Just a little bit. You can tell me I was a little bit of a man crush.
Because of your internet. Take away every internet and you don't know Devon Larratt.
That's fake news. Without the internet,
John
you're
Brzenk,
still
you
seeing
know
him on
Johnny
ESPN.
Walker,
You're still hearing about him from Joe Rogan.
What are some of the other ones? Dennis Plinkoff and some others, but you don't know Devon Larratt.
John Brzenk, Dennis Plinkoff, none of those dudes are a bigger name than Devon Larratt. If you asked 1 million random people, Devon Larratt will be the most, and you wrote their names down, Devon Larratt would be the most recognized, followed by John Brzenk. And it's simply because Devon Larratt's put his face on other platforms outside of arm wrestling that get him so popular. Devon Larratt's one of the only arm wrestlers who's traveled the world just arm wrestling people. Obviously, Schoolboy. Schoolboy is a huge name. He does that same type of thing, just going all over the world arm wrestling. No other arm wrestlers really do that unless it's for a competition. Devon Larratt was just doing it to do it. And then Devon Larratt has the whole SEAL background. Devon Larratt, this guy, oh, he's so frustrating. But he's doing his job because he's a troll-hater. That's what he wants. This is the reaction this cornball wants. This is the reaction Sloth wants.
You add in the internet with all the fanboys and 500,000 subscribers, and you can't help but not hear about Devon Larratt.
Where do you think those 500,000 subscribers came from, Goofy?
Devon Larratt. And by the way, as a person, now I watched this little story time thing with his kids. As a person, he's probably an okay guy.
He's a great guy.
I'm talking about the persona, the public figure, Devon Larratt, the arm wrestler. He didn't change arm wrestling, but if he did, he changed it for the worse. He changed it for the worse. Explain to me how he changed it for the better. You got John Brzenk, a 200-pounder, pulling guys 50 pounds heavier, 80 pounds heavier, 100 pounds heavier, and beating them without any trickery, oftentimes in a hook. Along comes Devon Larratt, and then you got all this crap about fouling out, slip.
This is how you know he's new to the sport and he's talking out of his ass, because he thinks everything started with Devon Larratt. There was no trickery. There was no slipping. There was no hand manipulation. There was no psychological warfare before Devon Larratt. Devon Larratt, matter of fact, none of that existed in any other sport until Devon Larratt started bringing it into mid-2000s arm wrestling. This guy's got it.
Slipping out, getting way under the table.
Devon Larratt, see, that shows the stupidity right there, talking about going way below the table. That's how you know he's trolling now. He's just making shit up. Devon Larratt's never been under the table guy until recently when he did it against Dave Chafee. That's the only match off the top of my head that he was fucking going under the table. And he wasn't really going under the table. Not like Michael Todd does. Michael Todd's beard is doing push-ups off the bottom of the floor when he goes underneath the table. Or old man George. That dude was way under the table. He's short as fuck.
There's just many more things that just...
No, there's not.
If you're
a liar.
A person that has an IQ higher than room temperature,
not you.
Cannot get behind Devon Larratt as far as an arm wrestler. Certainly not for the greatest of all time.
He's top 5.
And back to my arm wrestling. So
you're not an arm wrestler.
When you make a comment saying, I'd like to see you arm wrestle Devon Larratt, he's going to kick your ass. I've had 3 fucking table practices, you clowns.
He just said it right there. He's had 3 table practices. This is the same dude who tried to tell Levon tried to tell Devon how he's going to beat Levon. That's like me going to Walmart, dribbling a basketball down the aisle, and I'm sending LeBron a tweet saying, hey, this is how you can win a championship. This guy's a fucking cornball. God dang. He's doing his job. He's getting me amped up because he's trolling. He's trolling to an extreme intent. A little bit of man love because he definitely has a crush on Devon. Probably thinks he's strong, thick, and handsome. Look at that face. That's a man who's in love with Devon. But he's trolling to get the views, which I'm reacting to him now, so I'm doing what he wants. So that makes me the bad guy.
I've been arm wrestling for a few months.
No, you haven't.
Really call her for a few months. Of course he's going to win. If he couldn't beat somebody like me that's only been on the table 3 times.
Look at this dude. He doesn't have athletic bone in his body. He could be arm wrestling since he was born. He'd still be making YouTube videos, not knowing what he was talking about. He would have got kicked out of the arm wrestling gym a long time ago.
It would just be... the worst catastrophe in the world. If he couldn't beat an arm wrestler who's only done 3 table practices and only been arm wrestling for probably 2 months, not even 2 months, really. I don't even know if you can call me an arm wrestler yet.
No.
So you idiots that think that I need to have a match with Devon Larratt, it's just ridiculous.
And you know he has to be trolling, because no logical human being would take it seriously when they say, oh, you go arm wrestle Devon Larratt. Or if you're talking shit about someone in football, oh, you go play football against John Elway or Peyton Manning. If you take anything logical like that, you're dumb. He's dumb. Or he's trolling. Or he's both. I don't know.
I'm smart enough to realize that there's no way that I could even win. Couldn't even move the guy. He's got 40 some odd years of arm wrestling experience on me. Hello, bozos.
He's also got about 60 IQ points on you too, you goofball. Jeez Louise.
Wake the fuck up and get off my YouTube.
Look at him. Look at him looking all goofy then. Eyeball's going like this. Like, what do I say next? All right, guys. He's a troll. This is it. He's not a hater. I think he's doing this strictly for views, trying to get subscribers, which, I mean, he did his job. He had Coach Ray react to one of his videos. He has me watching this BS. So, yeah, I think he's a troll, big-time troll, getting views, and he did it. And he also has a man crush on Devon. It's clear as day. That dude's going to be sitting home in his little dress when Levon walks out. He's going to be in his zone, in the private, talking shit to Levon. Devon comes out. He's probably going to start crying. He's going to rip his shirt off. He's going to be so happy. But then he's going to come talk shit. If win or lose, he's going to talk shit, saying, oh, I told you this or that. Guys, I hope you enjoy this, man. Sometimes, I mean, every sport has... When the sport's competitive, you're going to have people you love. You're going to have people you hate. I hate on people in college. I'm a huge college basketball fan. There's teams I hate on all the time. I get it. This guy's just taking hate to the extreme because there's no logic behind the hate. It's just pure stupidity. And that's where the whole trolling comes in. He has to be the greatest troll in the history ever. Well, no, Devon's the best troll because he's been eating Levon's ass up. But guys, I hope you enjoyed that. Hit that like, subscribe. I appreciate y'all. Have a good one. Peace.